Okay, guys, this is the guided practice. I'm going a little ahead of myself here. Page 292, I asked you to do 1 through 6. Okay, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit on this so you can see better what I'm doing. Okay, if you're wondering why the camera's a little shaky, I'm using a different camera. I left my main one at school. I'm here at home. I'm using basically a portable camera, document camera. It's a little shaky. It's not as solid, but it gets the job done. I have no complaints. All right, number 1. Basically, the directions say complete. All right, make sure you copy this correctly. We're going from 5 and, oops, I almost changed that to a 5 1/3 yards. And we want to go to feet. Okay, it looks a little funny the way I drew it. I apologize for that. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit more. A little bit more. There you go. All right. That's better. 5 1/3 yards. Okay. And that's the same as... Now, you know what I suggest you might want to do is change this to an improper fraction. I mean, you don't have to, but it does make it much, much easier. I mean, and if you remember from the last lesson, you get mad, baby. That's from a song. I'll show you. It's from Jungle Book. I'll show you guys tomorrow what I'm talking about. Jungle Book, I want to be like you. Anyways, look it up. I want to be like you. And then there's one scene where Baloo says, get mad, baby. So in the last lesson, we talked about getting mad, right? Remember this? Multiply, add, and divide. So you have 3 times 5 plus 1 over 3. So you have 16 over 3. Okay, 16 over 3 yards. Okay. So far, so good, right? So I'm going to rewrite this even more. 16 yards over 3. Okay. Now, I want to get rid of the yards because I want feet. So I'm going to put yards here at the bottom. You know, to cancel out, top, bottom. Now I'm going to look at the chart. Is there anything that has yards and feet in it? Now, yards is the larger unit. If you look at the chart, let's see. It's a length. So yards, feet. Okay, a yard is 3 feet. Okay, so we know that. A yard is 3 feet. So 1 yard. Okay, now I know grammatically this isn't right. 1 yard, it's not 1 yards. All right? But for now, let's just keep it as that. Okay? They're going to cancel out regardless. Okay. Yards and yards cancel out. We have 16 over 3 times 3 feet over 1. Now, see if you simplify before you multiply, right? Again, you do the whole cross check. Simplify before you multiply. 3 and 3 have a common factor of 3. So that's 16, and 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. You have 16 feet. Now, you know what I forgot, right? I forgot to put the feet here over 1. And that's just 16 feet. Now, if you didn't want to do that, you just wanted to go 16 times 3, that would be 48 over 3, 48 feet over 3. And 48 divided by 3 is 16 feet. Now, the problem I've been seeing with a lot of my students, a lot of you guys, you forget to simplify or you have problems simplifying. You forgot how to find common factors. Okay? This is what I'm saying. It's easier to simplify while the numbers are still small. And actually, there's less chance of making mistakes. Okay? Not that you won't make mistakes. You see me make plenty of mistakes even after I did everything right. So it happens. You can't escape it. But don't worry about it. Okay? All right, number 2. We have another thing. What do we have? I'm going to go a little faster on this one. 4.5 pints. I'll do this right. Yep, 4.5 pints. And we want cups. Why did I write so big? Oh my goodness, I have a problem with letters today, don't I? And numbers, apparently. Okay, I'm going to change this to 9 halves. Pint. I know it's like part, but it really is pint. And we're going to multiply by the conversion factor. Now, do we want to get rid of pints? So you know what? I'm going to rewrite it a little differently. 9 pints over 2. Why? Why should the pint go on top? Well, you know what? Let's think about this. Why? Why should it go on top? We're treating this as a factor, as a number almost. So think of it as a whole number, right? Even though it's a word, if you want to change it into a fraction, think of it weirdly. Think of it like this. You're making one unit of one, right? One group of one pint. You just put a 1 under it. It's the same idea. So nine times pint. I know this is crazy, right? Over 2. So really, 9 over 2. This is why I put pint on top. Okay. Hope this helps. Hope it makes sense. But let's look at the chart. Is there anywhere, do I have anything in the chart that says pint and cups? And I could memorize it, I could tell you, but I need you to be able to do this on your own on the quiz. You need to be able to use this chart and find it. And yes, I will let you use the chart. Okay, 1 pint, cups. It is capacity. If you notice, capacity, liquids, pint, 2 cups. Okay, a pint is 2 cups. All right. We want to get rid of the pint, so we put the pint on the bottom. 1 pint is 2 cups. Oh, do you see what's going to happen right now? I'm just going to go ahead and multiply it across. I mean, pints cancel out. You have 18 cups over 2. You divide. You get 9 cups. Okay? Now, I could draw visuals if you want, but we'll do that in class tomorrow. Okay? We'll do that tomorrow. But for now, I'm just teaching the math. We're going from a smaller unit, a larger unit, pints, to a smaller unit, which is cups. Sorry, I had to think about have kids outside in the garage too. That's kind of distracted me. I wish things were back to normal, go back to the classroom. But anyways, larger unit to smaller unit. So it should make sense why the number gets larger. Okay? It's like for 1 pizza, 8 slices, right? The number will increase. It's the same value, just different number. Okay? 1 pizza with 8 slices. 8 slices is still 1 pizza. Same value, just different numbers. Okay? Anyways, hope this helped. Let's keep going. Number 3. Just take your time. Don't rush. 12 quarts. 12 QT, which is quarts. It would help if you can see it, right? 12 quarts. And we want to know how many gallons. We want to go from quarts to gallons. Okay. And I guess I should start writing the abbreviation of it. How many gallons? Gallons. All right. So we know 12 quarts is the same as 12 quarts, QT, times. Now you know by now, we put the QT in the bottom because we want to get rid of it. We're going to cancel each other out. Now, if you remember, we're going from gallons, right? So 4 quarts is 1 gallon, right? 4 quarts, 1 gallon. 4 quarts, 1 gallon. I should write gal. I'm still forced to habit. Quarts cancel out. You have 12 times 1 over 4. 12 up. You know what I'm forgetting, right? I'm forgetting the unit of measurement. Guys, that could be a deadly mistake. Don't forget to write that unit. Now, 12 divided by 4 is 3, and gallons still says gallon. Or gallons, because we taught more than one. Or 3 gals. Right? Anyways. I hope this makes sense. Let's just keep going. 28 inches. We want feet. Okay, now this is the most famous one, and everyone knows this one. I should anyways. But if you don't, that's okay. You're going to learn right now. 28 inches. We know it's the same as, well, we're going to take 28 inches. Don't forget that unit of measurement. Now, we know we want to get rid of inches because we want feet. Okay, now this we know. In 1 foot, we have 12 inches. Inches cancel out. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this because I need you to see something again. And I truly, truly hope you learn this. Oh, they canceled out. Why am I rewriting it? Please get used to the idea of simplifying before multiplying. It will make your life so much easier. Okay? 12 and 28, they're both even numbers, but I also know my times tables. If I break down 12, I'm thinking, okay, 12, I have 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. 4 also works as 28. That means I can divide both of them by 4. Okay? So if I rewrite that, it's 7 over 1, and still 1 foot, and the bottom will be 3 feet. Okay? You have 7 over 3. Oops, I don't know why I did that. Now see, I'm glad I caught that. 7 over 3 feet. Now you can't leave that as an improper fraction. You're trying to make sets of 3, you have 7, you know you got to divide. 2.5 feet. Okay? Now that's funny. 3 times 2, 6. 3 and oh! It's 3 1/3. I apologize. Like, wait, that didn't seem right. Remember? Denominator doesn't change. Why did I change it? Made a mistake. See, guys? It happens to all of us. Alright, number 5. A large grouper, which is a fish, by the way, a kind of fish. Let's see if we can do this right. A large grouper. There you go. Technical difficulties. Guys, again, I apologize. New camera. The other one's a little too heavy. I can't keep going back and forth. I'm trying to break the camera, so I have this portable one. But we're doing fine. We'll get through this. A large grouper, which is a fish. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw my little fish. Little happy face. Grouper. Okay. It weighs 1/3 of a ton. That's a big fish. That's a lot of pounds. So I have to change this into pounds. Dear Lord. Okay. That's a big fish. All right. Same thing. 1/3 of a ton is the same as, well, you gotta get rid of ton, right? Ton goes on top. Ton goes on the bottom. And I already told you why this goes on top. All right. Now, if you look at the chart, you're going to notice that there's a direct conversion between pounds and tons. 2,000 pounds is 1 ton. The tons cancel out. You have 2,000 pounds over 3. You know you're going to divide, right? Now, why did I put a 6 there? Okay. Now, making groups of 3. I can't do it out of 2, but I can out of 20. I can make at least 6 groups of 3, which gives me 18. I subtract. I think you guys know where this is going, right? The repeating decimal. Okay. Now, I'm going to leave this as a fraction, but then I'm going to do something. So bear with me. 666. I have 666 groups of 3. My denominator is 3, because I'm making sets of 3. And where's my marker? There it is. I have 2 left over. 2/3. Now, it did say the nearest pound, so we want a whole number. Now, if you remember, 2/3 is pretty close to... Let's do this real fast in case you forgot. 2/3 is close to 1. It's closer, remember we did estimation? It's either closer to 0, half, or 1. Although half should be in between, but you get the idea. So I'm going to say it's closer to 1. £667. And that's the answer. All right, last one, number 6. The world's narrowest electric vehicle is about 35 inches wide. Again, wide, that's a distance. So we have a little car. It's 35 inches wide. This is number 6, by the way. 35 inches wide. You want to change it to feet, or the nearest foot. Okay. 35 inches is the same, and again, over 1 is the same as, you want to get rid of inches, and you want feet, or foot, feet. You know what? I keep going back and forth between feet and foot and feet. In the end, the symbol is the same, whether it's plural or singular. So just be clear, okay? Obviously, as you do the work at home, I'm not going to be able to see. I'm not going to tell you, hey, make sure you use the right one. But for the answer, please be correct, okay? Anyways, we do know that 1 foot is 12 inches. The inches cancel out. You have 35 times 1. One times 12. $35 feet. Now I'm going to write feet because it's 35, right? More than 1. All right, so I'm going to divide. 12 times 2. We almost had enough for 3. 24 minus 11. 2 11/12 feet. Okay. Now, just like the other problem, you know what? This is close to 1. 2 plus 1, 3 feet. Now, see? FT. Whether it's 1 foot, it's still FT. And there you go. There's your answer for number 6.